Hey y'all, it's your girl Coco. I am back, and today I thought we could get ready together and try out the new Bridgerton palette from Pat McGrath. This palette, if you want me to be honest, is a little bit boring. So I'm going to do a very simple, everyday friendly, office appropriate, probably work look with this. We'll see how it goes. I don't think I'm going to use this super sparkly blue shade right now. I'm going to start with, and I don't even know what shades are which. I'm going to use this one. What is that called? I think that's Plum Regalia. You guys want some swatches? Let me do that real quick. Let's swatch all of them and we'll see what they look like. There's the top 3 shades, and my hands are really dry, so don't expect too much. The weather has been super cold where I live at. That's the top 3 shades. It's very soft. It's not really doing the most. And then the bottom 3, they're a little bit more impactful, I think, than the top. Okay, that's how the bottom 3 look. And I'm probably going to stick with this bottom row, actually. I think it's a little bit more approachable, a little more wearable, and a little bit more appropriate, in my opinion, for this time of year. I feel like the top row screams, you know, springtime, and the bottom row is more like winter and fall. So that's what I'm going to use. And like I said, I've got an appointment, so I don't really want to do too much today and scare the people. I'm just trying to get the swatches off my fingertips so I can get started here, and I need to pick a brush. So, apparently I love my brushes dirty because I still didn't wash them. This is a Refer 26. You guys are probably getting used to this brush by now. I just love it. I feel like when you have brushes that work good, why switch it up? Just keep using the brushes that are working, you know? I feel like even though I haven't used, I'm starting with Plum Regalia for, you know, to start the shape and the bones of the look, if you will. But anyway, I was saying in a different video that I really don't know which palettes, which shadows, which blushes, which anything I love. Well, besides concealer and powder, I have a couple favorites there. But for eyeshadow palettes in particular, I don't know that I really have a favorite, but I do have favorite brushes. I have brushes that have held me down for more than a year now, and this is definitely one of them. So to me, if your brushes are the right brushes for you and your technique and what you want to do with your shadow, then most things will work for you. That's what I think, because it's pretty hard. You're hard pressed to find a truly a bad eyeshadow palette, I think, right now. Most of them are pretty good, which is why and how I ended up with so many daggone eyeshadows, because everybody's putting out banging palettes with beautiful color stories. So I'm just gonna do a standard Cocoa Smokey Eye today. I've got a couple hours before my appointment. It's actually my son's appointment, but I've got a couple hours, and I figured, why not get ready with you guys? Okay, so I don't have these on evenly. I went up higher on this side, lower on this one, so I'm just gonna bring this up a little bit and match them up. As usual, I didn't put primer on. I do have on my argan oil, my eye cream, and my SPF 47 from Josie Marin. I actually feel like I might put a little bit more SPF on because it's really, really moisturizing, and my skin feels dry today. Okay, speaking of dry skin, I don't know what happened to me, but my eyes were really, really bothering me yesterday. And honestly, for a couple days before that, but it just got the worst yesterday. And I'm not really sure if it was allergies or stress or because I have eczema really bad, and if you ever notice like cracks and peeling and dry spots on my skin, it's because, on my hands in particular, it's because of my eczema. So I know sometimes stress can make it worse. So I don't know if that was part of it or what was going on, but man, my lids were red and kind of raw yesterday, and a little bit, they were like peeling and stuff, but it's better now. Even the whites in my eyes were really red and watery. That's why I'm thinking maybe it was a little bit like a mixture of allergies and some stress that I've been dealing with. I'm not sure, but oh, I didn't tell you what brush I'm using. This is a 19 from Goss. This is one of his original brushes. I think all of his brushes are with white hair now, but I didn't need to buy more because these are holding up so beautifully. I think it's the same kind of hair, just one is dyed and one isn't. So I'm just blending Plum Regalia out with this Goss brush, and just making it smoky. If I'm being honest with you guys, there's some patchiness going on. There is some patchiness, especially over here. Now, I will say I've been blending kind of willy-nilly, and maybe my eyelids are still a little bit on the dry side. I'm going to just press and pack that in where there's a patch at and try to fix it a little bit. I think that's one of the reasons I like smoky eyes. They don't really need to be perfect. A good smoky eye is a little bit on the messy side, in my opinion. That's how I like mine. A little bit messy. Okay, so I've got that on, and I'm just going to wipe off this brush a little bit, and I'm going to go into this shade right here with the B imprint. What is it called? I think it's called Love Match, and I'm just going to put it like right here in the front portion of my crease and transition area. And I'm going to try not to put too much because I don't want it to be like really, I don't want it to be real loud. I just want a little bit of something else right here. Just a little. I was really disappointed when I opened this palette, you guys. I just thought it looked really, really boring. And I mean, I don't know what else I wanted. I think I would have been happy if the pans in the palette were not so small. It doesn't even look good. Like, if the pans are going to be this small, then the palette could be smaller, I think. And it would look a little bit nicer. It just looks a little bit cheap, especially for this to be, you know, the Bridgerton collection. I would have liked for it to feel a little bit more luxurious. I'm just blending a little bit more, trying to make sure that both eyes look even. This is one of those days when I really don't have a ton of time to do my makeup, so I'm just slapping it on, y'all. So there's that. There's the crease work. That's, I think, all I'm going to do unless I go back in with a clean brush and blend. We'll see. So I'm going to take this center shimmery, like mauve shade. It's called Duchess Divinity, with my ring finger, and I'm just going to pat it all over my lid. You can't deny the quality of Mother Pat's palettes, but the color stories just are beginning to feel so uninspired. And I have all the Pat McGrath. Do I have all of them? I'm for sure I've got all the motherships. And I have, I think, all of her, no. I'm missing one or two of the 6-pan palettes that she used to do more often. And I've got both of her big holiday palettes. I've got most of her quads. I think I can do this with other palettes that I've got from her. And honestly, I might be able to do it better with some of my older palettes that I have from her. Okay. that's on. It's not anything super exciting, but it is very flattering. I'll give it that. I'm going to go in with this Skin Show shade. What is that called? Iconic Ingenue. I'm going to put that on my pinky and on my inner corner just to give a little bit of brightness to this smoky eye. That didn't give me a lot, y'all. Not a lot at all. Let's put some more here. Okay, it didn't do the most. It didn't do much. Not at all. All right, I'm going to take one of my fluffier brushes, and I'm just going to blend the upper part of my crease just a little bit. This is a 16. It looks like there's stuff on it, but there's not. I just wiped it off. And I'm just going to like hit up the top edge of the matte shades and make sure that it looks really pretty and blown out. Okay, there's that. Okay, I need some more of Plum Regalia right here because it's still a little bit low in comparison to the other side. There we go. All right, the eye look is getting pretty close to done. I'm going to put on some lashes real quick for you guys, and I am going to put them on camera today. Hold on just a second though, I'll be right back. I'll get all my supplies and we'll put some lashes on. Alright you guys, I'm back. I'm going to use the Chemise lashes from Kiss. These are the Triple Push-Up XL collection. And so here's what they look like. Alright, let's put them on. And I'm going to be using my Strip Adhesive Lash Glue from Kiss in black. And I'm also going to be using the Lash Glue Liner also from Kiss. This liner combo works really good for me. It doesn't matter which lashes I'm using. And I really can't say that, you know, it works good for like all day wear or anything like that because I don't wear my makeup all day, you guys. I put it on, I might only have it on long enough to take pictures for the gram or, you know, I don't really run errands with my makeup on too much, but it stays on until I take it off. I'll say that much. Anyhow, let's line this. And I try to get it as close to my natural lash line as possible. I was thinking maybe I might want to try individuals at some point. I'm not really sure how I feel about that right now, but I'm kind of thinking about it. Okay, so there's a little bit of the glue liner on, and I'm ready to put the first lash on. I just use my fingers to start with, and then if I need help, I'll grab my my lash helper tool thing. But I usually get my best placement with my fingers, and then I take the lash helper and I press it on, like in the corners and places that are a little bit harder to reach, and make sure that it's like stuck down and attached where it's supposed to be at. Okay, lash one is on. All right, now I'm just going to repeat the same steps with the other lash. Lashes were such a game changer for me. When I learned how to put on lashes, you couldn't tell me nothing. I have an obsession with lashes now. Like, they really do take your look to another level. And even if I wasn't wearing eyeshadow and I was doing like a more simple beat, I probably would still want to put lashes on. Like, at this point, it doesn't even feel like my makeup is done if I don't have lashes on. this is my left eye, which is my eye that has been bothering me the most the last couple of days. It's so much better right now though, so I felt like it was safe for me to do my makeup. And I don't think I have an infection. Something just irritated me. And you always need like something with a cute little mirror that's easy to hold and kind of lightweight so that you can see what you're doing. These are such cute baby doll lashes. Okay, lashes are on, you guys. Now, we're ready to do the rest of our face. These feel nice and secure, nice and lightweight, very comfortable. I'm just kind of like grabbing them and making sure that they're pressed on completely. Okay, lashes are done. Let's bust out the rest of this face real quick because that's the part that goes quickly, right? Like the eyeshadow always takes longer than everything else. But like I was saying earlier, my skin feels a little dry. I'm going to go in and put another layer of my SPF 47 on. So hold on just a second. I need to go get it. This is the Protect and Perfect version. It's got a little bit of coverage, so I like to use this especially on a day like today because I'm not putting foundation on, just concealer and a couple other cute little color products. Just a little bit more. I already did my skincare earlier this morning, but my skin drank that stuff up. I'm starting to notice a really big difference in my skin in the winter time than I used to. Which is interesting, especially considering that I barely leave the house, but it definitely gets drier faster than it used to. And I feel like anytime my skin starts feeling dry, I want more moisturizer. So, I mean, this is my moisturizer and my SPF for the daytime. So, I feel like if my skin is dry, then it's more susceptible to start getting wrinkles. So, ain't nobody got time for wrinkles. So, we're going to keep the skin moisturized and hydrated. And it's the same with my hair. That's why I wear a scarf so much, because it helps my hair to retain moisture. And it also keeps it sort of like protected from the elements. It's less susceptible to the cold and the heat. So okay, there you have it. A little more moisturizer. It has been on, and I'm ready to do the concealer finally. I can't find my baby wipes, you guys. I had some baby wipes open in here. I don't know where they went. I could use them right about now, but instead I'm just using tissues. Okay, concealer is going to be Milani Conceal and Perfect. Like I was saying earlier, this probably is my favorite concealer from last year. Nothing has been able to beat it. I mean, I prefer this over my Pat McGrath concealer as much as I love Pat McGrath. This is better, and it might just be because it's a better match for my complexion, because I do struggle with finding the right shade from her. I mean, it doesn't look bad when I wear it, but it could look better if you feel me, you know? Like, there's just something about it. When your complexion product is a perfect match, the color you want it to be, it's just better. So, as per usual, I'm tapping in my concealer with my fingertips, which I know a lot of people like to use a brush or a sponge or whatever, but I'm a big believer in using the warmth from my hands. It helps my products to sink in and melt together with my skin. I have to really work on keeping my eyes open so that I don't blink and get concealer on my eyelash. that. That just snatched my whole face on this side. There's such a big difference. Okay. I'm trying to remember how much Pat McGrath concealer is. I want to say it's like $28. I think. Meanwhile, the Milani is like $8.99. Everything does not have to be expensive. There's a lot of really good products that are reasonably priced and easily accessible at your local drugstore or Walmart or something. Uh-oh, y'all see me blink? I might have got concealer on there. Especially when it's like right up by my lower lash line. That's when, if I blink, it's getting on the lash. So I usually take my concealer all the way like to the top of my cheeks, and then whatever's left on my finger, see that? I just swipe it down my nose. Hit the Cupid's bow, the center of my lips a little bit sometimes, and maybe a little bit right here in the center of my forehead. Just a little. Okay, I'm ready for powder. I decided to bring out some powder I have been neglecting, and I need to use it. Here's my Gucci powder in number 5. I'm not sure though if I'm going to put that under my eyes. It looks a little like it might be too dark for that. Let's do it anyway. It'll be fine. I just need to find my powder brush. I'm going to use my Rephr number 19. And I'm just going to tap it into the Gucci powder, and I'm going to tap it under my eyes. This is a beautiful powder. I don't know right now if I think it's worth the money. My favorite powder is my Pat McGrath Under Eye Setting Powder. And I'm going to use that on the center of my nose as well. And then I'm going to take a fluffier brush that's kind of like more airy. This brush from Rephr is number 30. It's their newest powder brush, and I love this thing. So I'm going to take just a little bit, like just on the tips of the bristles, and I'm just going to set my moisturizer in a little bit so that my bronzer doesn't go on patchy. I love this brush. I'm also going to use this for my bronzer, and I feel like when you're using the same brush over and over again during your makeup application, it goes faster. So it's easier to just keep using the same brush. So for me it is. I'm also going to pull out this Neglected Gucci bronzer. This is in the shade number 1. And it's really not that much deeper than my complexion, but it's just enough for what I want to do today. I figured out that I'm a lot more comfortable with bronzers that are just like a shade or two deeper than my skin. And then I don't have to worry about whether or not I'm being heavy-handed, because I can be heavy-handed when it comes to blush and bronzer, and then I look crazy until I blend everything out. So what I really want today is just to see like some natural color on my cheeks. That's what I'm looking for today. And yes, I know I've got dramatic lashes on, but that's who I am. My eyes, I mean, come on. That's the star every time I do my makeup. That's the thing that I'm the most excited about. Like, I know some people are excited about, I thought this was shedding again. I know some people are more excited about, like, you know, foundation or their lipstick or whatnot. But for me, it's the eyes, honey. It is the eyes. It's the lashes and the shadow and the brows. See, I think that that's really pretty. It doesn't look like it's too much, you know, it's just right. So I need to keep using this. You're probably going to see this in my next video because, first of all, this packaging is just gorgeous. It feels really nice and heavy and luxurious. And that's what I was saying about the Pat McGrath palette that just came out. Like, it feels kind of chintzy. I mean, we did pay $65 for that. And it's kind of like, it's not really doing very much. Okay. I'm going to use this Pat McGrath highlighter today. This is in Champagne Gold. And I know a lot of people don't really like this, but I actually love this highlighter. I do need a different brush, though, because it's kind of hard to pick up. I'm going to try this Goss brush and see. This is his fan brush, number 15. And this is from his original face set before he changed the bristles to the white version. We'll see if I can get some picked up because it is a little bit hard pressed in the pan. But I love this because it's just like that really cute blushy taupey kind of thing. It's so pretty. On me it is anyway. Okay, there it is. Yes. I love a highlighter that's light enough to highlight and smooth enough to, like, you know, just float over any texture, but also a shade that kind of can double as a blush. Ooh. See, I love this. I don't know why people didn't love it. I think maybe it was the brush that they were using. And I think that that makes a big difference in whether or not, you know, you like something or not, is what tools you're using. I think more brands would be well served to give some suggestions about which brush to use or which type of brush to use. But yeah, I thought that this cool toned gold mauve type of shade would be perfect with this cool toned look that I did today. That looks so nice, if I don't say so myself. I am loving the way that this look has came together. Even though there are some things I don't love, you can't see it here. So let me get this lid on. I wish this lid was magnetic. I will say that. Okay, anyhow, but this is another heavy, luxurious packaging. And I think that that's why some of us buy the spendy, luxurious makeup is for the bougie packaging. Because the makeup inside is not necessarily better than some of these more, you know, affordable brands. I mean, sometimes, but sometimes not. All right, I'm going to line my lips with this Jaclyn lip liner. This is in the shade Blondie. And it's very close to my natural lip color. Okay, there's that. And then I'm going to go back in with a different lip liner. This is also from Jaclyn Hill. This is Toasty. I'm going to take that and I'm just going to accentuate a couple key parts of my lips. This is something I've been doing recently and I really, really like it. Where I just kind of like make this area right here just a little bit more plump looking. Round it off a little bit. Okay, there's that. And now I think that my Bite Beauty lipstick is going to get me to, well, this is a multi-stick. This is in the color Gelato, and I'm hopeful that this is going to give me the mauve tone I really wanted for my lipstick today. So then this part right here at the top of the Cupid's bow, I've been kind of blending that out quite a bit. And I think it looks good like that. Kind of just gives like the illusion of pouting without pouting. Okay, so I'm ready for the day. I just need to go get dressed and I'll be good for my appointment. But before I do that, I wanted to kind of go over my thoughts on this palette from Pat McGrath. This is the only item I bought from the Bridgerton collection. Aren't y'all proud of me? Because I wanted that light highlighter. But based on some things I've seen, I think that I really am good. In any case, the Diamond of the First Water is a beautiful 6-pan palette from Pat McGrath in collaboration with Bridgerton, which is a very, very sexy show on Netflix. If you haven't watched it, Baby the Duke, you need to watch it just for the Duke. Anyhow, this palette has got a good mix of textures from Pat McGrath. We have an astral shade in here, which has never been seen before besides in Mothership palettes or some of her old quads that she came out with. I believe it was her first quads were 4 special shades. But anyway, this is the first time you'll see a astral shade in a 6 pan. I wonder if she's going to do this more often. That would be nice. We've got her standard matte formula. We've got one of her skin show shades. We also have a satin, and then we've got these 2 pinks that are a little bit of a different formula than we've seen from her before, but you know, they're just a nice satiny matte shade. I really like this palette. I like the easy everyday type of look I just did today. Well, for me, it's an easy everyday type of look. However, I've got a whole bunch of other palettes from Pat McGrath, and I can do this. If I want the blue astral shade, I can go into Mothership 1. If I want this mauve situation right here, I can use one of the Divine Rose palettes. There's an astral shade everywhere. So, I mean, and there's too much pink. I mean, it's the general consensus, right? There's too much pink in Pat McGrath anyway. Or, well, in her collection, if you will. In her repertoire. There's too much pink. So there's plenty of pink all over the place. You get this blue astral shade other places, and it's just not the most inspiring color story. I bought this because I love to collect Pat McGrath palettes, and I do like Bridgerton. So this is something I knew I wanted to have in my collection, and I knew I would regret it if I didn't get it, but I didn't need it, and neither do you. So I hope you guys enjoyed getting ready with me today, and I hope that my first impression thoughts were helpful to you. I'll see you soon. Have a good day.